Hi everyone and welcome back to Gigi's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and I post 2 videos a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 7 AM. So if you love recipe videos like this one and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to share with you how to make my delicious Aubergine and Lentil Dhansak curry. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious Aubergine and Lentil Dhansak. Now this recipe is really easy to do and I thought this would be a brilliant meal for veganary. We aren't vegans in this house, but during the week we like to cut out meat and have more vegan and vegetarian food. So I will often make a curry during the week, especially in winter as well, because I believe that we should eat more warming foods in winter and more cooling foods in the summer. So I thought this one would be a brilliant one for today because it is freezing cold outside and I need something to warm me up. So of course, while I was making it, I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my delicious Aubergine and Lentil Dhansak curry. For this recipe I have grabbed myself a large pan and I'm going to put this onto a high heat on my hob, and I'm going to add a bit of oil to the base of that pan. As it's New Year I'm only going to add a little bit, trying to watch the old calories, and I'm going to spread the oil around the base of the pan like so with my plastic brush. And now I'm just going to leave this pan to heat up. The pan is getting nice and hot, so what I have done is I have topped and tails. So I've chopped the tops and the tails from some spring onions, and I've just simply sliced them into 1/2 centimetre pieces. I'm going to add them to the base of this pan and stir them around. In the original recipe I think I said to use a leek, but I used the leek yesterday in a recipe and didn't realise I was meant to be using it today, so I'm using spring onions instead, but I'm sure it will give exactly the same sort of flavour as a leek would. So yes, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stir these spring onions until they start to soften. My pan is getting a little bit hot. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of water to the base. I've also turned the heat down slightly as well, and I'm just going to continue to stir the spring onions, or the leek if you're using a leek. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 1 red pepper. So I cut the top from the red pepper, I removed the core and the stalk, and then I just sliced and diced the flesh. So I'm going to add that in, and I'm going to stir that round for a few moments just to let the red pepper heat through. And then I have my aubergine here and a courgette as well. So I have basically peeled, sliced and diced the aubergine, and I've peeled, sliced and diced the courgette as well. I've done it into like 1/2 centimetre thins, I'd say. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that to my pan as well, like so. And I'm going to fry that until everything starts to soften, but I'm also going to add a bit of salt to the pan as well, because I've noticed the aubergine is starting to go slightly brown. So I know that salt helps with the brownness when it starts to go. So I'm just going to add a few pinches of salt to that as well, and hopefully that will help. And as I said, I'm just going to stir this around now until these vegetables start to soften, but this will take a little while. So as you can see, my vegetables have started to soften beautifully now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my red lentils. So I have about 200 grams of red lentils I'm going to add to the pot, and I'm just going to stir these round and heat these through as well for a few moments. And then I'm going to add in my spices next. So I'm just going to heat the lentils through and mix everything in. For my Dhansak spices, I have these seeds of about 5 to 6 cardamom pods. So cardamom pods look like that, and I got the seeds out by biting them in between my teeth and then just taking the seeds out. So I'm going to add that in, and I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of mild chili powder as well. I'm just going to mix those round because I'm a bit afraid everything's going to get stuck to the bottom if I don't. So I'm just mixing those round. Then I've got some ground cumin as well that's going to go in. So I've added some ground cumin and some ground coriander as well, like so. And then I'm only going to put a little bit of cayenne pepper in because I am serving this to a child, so I am trying to get him used to spices, but I don't want to add too much, so I've just put a little bit in, but you can add more if you want to. And I'm just going to stir those round. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some tomatoes to this as well. So I've got a tin of tomatoes that's going to go in, and I'm just going to mix that round like so. And then I'm also going to add in about 400 mils of vegetable stock to this as well. So I've got a big jug here that I'm just going to pour into my tin like so, and this is a trick my grandmother taught me, is to pour it into the tin and then you pour it into the saucepan, and it gets rid of all the tomato in the tin. So the leftover tomato in the tin it gets rid of. So I'm just going to stir that round as well, and then I'm just going to add a bit more of the vegetable stock to that, like so. So that's about 400 mils. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat back up on this, and I'm going to bring this to the boil, and then I'm going to leave it to simmer, and all of the spices and the vegetable stock will be soaked up with the lentils, and it will make it such a tasty dish. So yes, I'm just going to leave this to boil now. So as you can see, the pan is boiling away nicely now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat down to quite a low heat, and I'm just going to cook this through until the lentils start to go soft. It will take a little while, especially if you put it on a low heat. Obviously if you put it on a higher heat it will be quicker, but I like to leave it to simmer and let the lentils soak up the spices slowly. Makes the dish really tasty then. So yes, I'm just going to leave this to simmer on the hob, and I will be back later. The vegetable stock has soaked into the lentils, and the lentils are really nice and soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a try to check the seasoning. So let's see how it tastes. That's done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the heat off on this, and later on I'm going to cook some rice and then reheat this up. And this is what we're going to be having for our dinner this evening. And it smells so good and tastes so good, I can't wait to eat it tonight. So I've cooked the quinoa to go with the Dhansak curry, and I've reheated the curry. It smells so good. I'm off to eat this now. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.